What happens when a comment made by a daytime TV star on air turns into a legal nightmare? Sunny Hostin, co-host of The View, just found herself at the center of a media storm. And this time, it's not about her sharp opinions or fiery debates. It's about her husband. Yes, Sunny's husband is now facing RICO charges after what many are calling an accidental snitching incident. And it all went down on live TV. Could this be the most shocking scandal to hit The View yet? Stick around, because this story involves fraud accusations, courtroom drama, and a twist that no one saw coming. It all started with what seemed like a regular episode of The View. Sunny, known for her outspoken personality, was passionately discussing the struggles of doctors working in America's flawed healthcare system. She said something that instantly raised eyebrows. Doctors suffer because of big corporations. My husband, he operates on patients even when they don't have insurance, and now they're talking about threatening him with insurance fraud. Wait, what? Insurance fraud? Did Sunny just admit on live TV that her husband was involved in something illegal? Viewers were stunned, and clips of the moment immediately went viral. Social media exploded with questions. Did she just snitch on her own husband? While some brushed it off as a simple slip of the tongue, prosecutors didn't. I would call this karma. I think a lot of people would, said one commentator. And it's not just about that. It's about the way she lives her life and how she projects herself on TV. Ultimately, if you keep sending out negative energy towards people, you're only going to get that back in so many different ways. Fast forward to today, and Sunny's husband, Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, a respected orthopedic surgeon, is facing serious allegations. According to the lawsuit, he's been named in one of the largest racketeering cases in New York history. The accusations? Providing fraudulent medical services, conducting unnecessary surgeries, and submitting fake insurance claims, all under the guise of helping uninsured patients. This isn't just about small mistakes. The case alleges Dr. Hostin was part of a systemic operation targeting insurance companies to rake in millions. One company, American Transit Insurance, claims it was hit especially hard, saying that this kind of fraud is rampant in New York due to its no-fault insurance laws. Here's where things get really messy. Sunny's live TV comment is now being scrutinized as a key piece of evidence. Let Sunny get in here, someone said. I agree with mostly everything that's been said. We know that only about 31% of Americans trust our healthcare system. We have a terrible healthcare system, and doctors suffer because of big corporations, as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, operate on someone even though they don't have insurance, and then have to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's trained his whole life to do. So, there are a lot of problems with it. But the notion that we're in a violent country, that's undeniable. This country was built on violence, and I'm not surprised that people are celebrating the use of violence. I'm not surprised that this young man thought change could be accomplished through violence. Prosecutors argue that her statement supports their case, showing that her husband knowingly engaged in practices designed to sidestep insurance policies. Think about it. She described how he operates on uninsured patients and then sues insurance companies to get paid. Sounds noble at first glance, right? But legal experts say this could easily cross the line into fraud if the claims are manipulated or falsified. Could Sunny's attempt to defend her husband have actually dug him a deeper hole? Her husband is literally committing fraud. Maybe, just maybe, when she said it live on television, they decided to launch an investigation into her husband because of it. Here's the thing. He's accepting surgery for people who don't have coverage, performing the surgery, and later suing the insurance company. Now, here's the problem. If the person doesn't qualify for a particular surgery because of stipulations in their insurance, and then you retroactively sue the company because they've denied it, making up a false claim to get paid, that seems like fraud to me. This scandal has sparked a wave of backlash against Sunny. For years, she's used her platform on The View to criticize politicians and public figures for their legal troubles. Remember her countless jabs at Donald Trump over his lawsuits? Something I'm still struggling with, she said. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. How did a convicted felon resonate more with Americans than a hyper-qualified woman? Of color? I just didn't like the optics of a convicted felon
As news of her
sitting in the White
ancestors
House by
being
a
slave
fireplace.
owners broke.
Now, what if we have a convicted felon in the White House? Those questions shouldn't be asked of anyone. anytime, anywhere. People who are felons can't vote. So why let them run the country? Why is that acceptable? That's a question Republicans should ask themselves. Why nominate a convicted felon who ran on lies, threats of retribution, and a plan that makes no sense? Now, viewers are calling her out for what they see as blatant hypocrisy. One Twitter user wrote, "Sunny loves talking about everyone else's skeletons, but now that her husband's being dragged into court, she's suddenly silent. Funny how that works." Even her co-hosts seemed uncomfortably quiet on the topic during recent episodes. Dr. Hostin's legal team has come out swinging, calling the allegations baseless and labeling the lawsuit a desperate attempt by struggling insurance companies to shift blame. In a statement, his lawyer said, "Dr. Hostin has dedicated his career to helping patients, often taking cases others wouldn't. These accusations are not only false but insulting to the work he's done. But the stakes couldn't be higher. If convicted, Dr. Hostin could face up to 20 years in prison under RICO laws. For a man who spent decades building his reputation, the fallout would be devastating." Interestingly, Sunny herself has stayed tight-lipped since the lawsuit hit the headlines. No fiery defenses, no emotional monologues, just radio silence. Is she choosing to let the legal process play out, or does she realize her live TV comment might have done more harm than good? What do you think? Did Sunny's live TV comment accidentally expose her husband, or is this a big misunderstanding? And how do you feel about the backlash she's facing? Is it fair, or are people being too harsh? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.